Hello, EA gaming community. This is Darkness Gamer, and I have something to say about this game, The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. I will turn the volume down, actually. So, EA gaming community. I love this game. Okay. The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age is a wonderful game. And I'm holding out hope that this game will come to Steam or get remastered for console. This is and always will be my favorite Lord of the Rings game of all time. EA Games company or employee, if you happen to see this video, then please create a Steam version of The Lord of the Rings Third Age, remastered, or both. If the game is remastered, there are some things that I would like done if possible. So, I've been playing this game quite a bit. Okay, I have a decent amount of time and effort into this game. As you can see in save file 3, I have a total of 133 hours, 58 minutes, and 19 seconds. And I don't even think I have completed getting everybody's abilities and passive abilities in this one yet. However, I'm playing in this file. Now, I can't tell the difference between the easy mode, the hard mode, or I can't tell the difference between the difficulties. Like what is supposed to be the differences between the difficulties? I don't get it. And so for Morwyn's thief ability for stealing experience, that should be linked to the entire group. That should steal experience not just for her, but for all 6 characters. Okay? I would love that if that was upgraded to do that. I would also like it if all party members received equal experience points, whether they were in the battle or not in the battle, for when leveling up. Because I don't understand why it's just, I don't get, from what I've noticed about the game after playing it for so many damn years. I have every version: Game Boy Advance, original Xbox, PlayStation 2. As you can probably tell, this is actually the GameCube version. Anyways, so yeah, back to what I was saying. So, when you have a main party, like I'm using Eodin, Morwyn, and Hadhad. Hadhad, I will be switching with Elagast as soon as I get his remaining 2 abilities. I've skipped counterattack for now. Ooh, I didn't realize I was that close to getting Mountain Hewer. That's awesome. Another thing that oh wait, stick on one topic at a time here. I'm sorry. So for when gaining experience, I've noticed that your main three characters that you use in battle get more experience than the three that you do not use in battle. And I do not understand that at all. You know, that's kind of like Final Fantasy, for example, that's kind of like Final Fantasy 8. You know, not everybody gets equal experience. If you have someone that kills the final enemy, the character that you use to kill the Final Fantasy, uh, God blessed. So it's kind of like Final Fantasy 8. For example, I'm going to use as an example for the Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. So in Final Fantasy 8, you're down to the last enemy. They don't have much HP left, one or two more hits, and they're gone. Well, if you kill that last enemy in the one hit that it takes, the character that you use to kill that character to kill that last enemy gets more experience than everybody else. I don't like that. It's not going to stop me from playing Lord of the Rings Third Age, but it's not something that's gonna stop me from playing Final Fantasy VIII either. Even though I don't like the game all that much. Anyway, my on what I'm saying is that like it needs to be upgraded to the point where everybody is 100% equal in experience. Get when getting experience, especially when it comes to Morwyn's Thief and Steel experience. That I'm don't get me wrong, it makes a faster way for her to level up. Uh, Especially because you get her during like the middle of the game, give or take. And she's a great asset. She is an absolute beast of an asset of a character. I absolutely love the C's skill ability. That is an amazing ability because not only are you stealing skill points, but the skill points that you steal help learn her attacking, her dual axecraft abilities, which is phenomenally awesome. Now, something else I would like for the remastered version of the game, if possible, if a remaster for this game is possible. Something I would like is if the map location where you can travel to uh like if there could be a map location that you can travel to fight the Nazguls in the race because they give off the most experience. You know, it would be pretty awesome if you could fight on a secret location in the game and like all you fight are the absolute strongest monsters in the game. You know, like a power, like a peninsula of power for Lord of the Rings Third Age. That would just be amazing. So, like, if this was incorporated into the game, you'd be able to access this secret island after 100% beating the game. That would be awesome. So like make them a little bit easier to get into battles with. Or if there isn't, there should be, put a condition on it. Like every 10 battles that you fight without having to. No, hang on. Let me rethink that. Every ten battles you win, you fight the race in Nazgul or something like that. Some kind of like boost into being able to fight them would be just absolutely freaking perfect. Um, I would also like it if when beating the game, you could or would like have this be an option, have this be a chosen option, where if you beat the game, you can choose to keep all the items that you've crafted, and you know if you don't want to and you want to start from scratch, you can start from scratch. So like for an example, if you have 1,000 bag of old Toby after beating the game, when you start a new game, you can choose to have that carry over to the new save file. Like literally, my items, I've been because I actually have nimble crafting, fell shadow, and pure light abilities for everybody. And the fastest way to do it is to just do king foil leaves. Like my king foil. Okay, that would be a lot harder if I didn't farm for 500 of these that I'm already down to 357 because I missed a couple of save points or forgot to save or just in general needed to heal after battle. Or these as well, for example, or elf medicines. Yeah. My point is like, we should be given an option to carry those forward if we want to. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, God. This is a big one that I would like. When beating the final boss, I would like to be able to receive experience from the Dark Lord Sauron. I would also like to be able to save after beating him as well, like a end credit save, like Final Fantasy does. Since this game is kind of Final Fantasy spin-off of sorts, it's got a lot of Final Fantasy 10 traits, which I fucking love that, by the way. You know, when I get bored of Final Fantasy, this is one of the games I rebound to because even though it is not Final Fantasy, it's the most Final Fantasy non Final Fantasy, if that makes sense. Um, Anyways, so yeah, being able to save the game at the end of the credits to keep the progress, like, let's, for example, let's say that, like, Alagos here is actually a great example of what I'm talking about. Because I've hardly used him through the game, right? So now let's say I'm in the end part and I gain like a dozen of his abilities, his skills. But then because there's no save point or no way to save after beating Sauron, I would have to re-get everything. So like let's say I completed this one and then I got all the rest of these, right? During the fight towards beating Sauron, that sucks that you have to redo all of that. It's not fair. There should be a way to save, or it should at least automatically save that progress after fighting that boss. Um, and as far as the skills go, yeah, see, I don't like that unless I don't like that you have to have the lightcraft, shadowcraft, and item crafting abilities equipped in order to check them. I would like it if you know you successfully got them or started them and you could continue to do them in battle because that's another thing, like literally. So I'm in battle to this is I'm doing this as an example. Of course the enemy goes first. All right, so like everybody who's played this game knows that if you have the lightcraft ability, like as you can see I literally have them all, but let's say I only got this gift of Galadriel and power of the valor, okay. Eh, so like if I just got those two abilities and I unequipped light crafting, I called it pure light earlier, so whoops. Anyway, if I don't have it equipped, I'm not going to gain the skill points for using it in battle unless it is equipped. That should not be a thing. It should be allowed. Okay, you've had this equipped once. You can finish learning these skills. The same with shadow crafting and item crafting. A friend of mine, this happened to a friend of mine. He played this game for the first time, and this is even actually how I found out about it, right? He was doing item crafting, and he had just these two, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to unequip this and equip it to Barathor instead of Morrowind. And he kept on using nonstop. He literally was back in the beginning for a earlier battle to fight the weaker enemy, and he literally with using his PS2 version of the game, um, he was literally in a battle for like 15 hours nonstop doing king foil leaves. Uh, I keep calling it king foil leaves. Forgive me. King foil and llamas or lemmas. Um, and he was literally in the battle for 15 hours straight, just doing both of them back to back, stealing. He was stealing AP whenever he needed to, or he would use Arnor mushrooms or whatever. And he was like, he called me up and he was like, Joe, I've been in this battle for like 15 hours straight, man. Why is the item craft? I should have learned all the item crafting and items forever ago. What the heck? And I was like, oh, sorry, man. But you need to have that equipped in order for it to continue learning item ability, crafting abilities. He was pissed. He was glad to have however many king foil and lemmas that he had. He was happy to have them. They were very handy later on. But he was pissed off because he literally, he spent all that time trying to learn all of these damn item crafting, and he didn't get anywhere because you literally need to have it equipped. Another thing I would like to have for this game, if it gets a remaster, is for me, I would like this for a lot of games, but for this one, it would be so handy because these abilities, the light crafting, the shadow crafting, and item crafting, can take a good while. And like, as soon as you second guess yourself and the most recent save you have happens to be before the battle that you just exited out of to check your progress, you shouldn't have to exit out of a battle or win a battle in order to check your progress. It would be nice because the Y button gives you this on the GameCube, right? So, and hang on, let me get my buttons right. Yeah, and the X button gives you the character change, right? Okay, well, they should have, like, if you press start in battle, it should give you a menu that allows you to check your progress. So, like, you press start and it gives you the menu of your skills, a list of your character skills. You click on that, or not click on the character, but you go to that character and you're like, okay, so I only need this many more skill points to learn blinding light or fear, or for even better example, friggin' I get really anxious when learning sublime petals because and mushrooms and the elf medicine because of two reasons. It takes 125 skill points to learn elf medicine, 150 for symbol mine petals, and 180 for the mushrooms. You spend all this time learning these 3 abilities, but because it takes so long, you start to kind of get like, okay, why is this taking so long? Oh my god, is something wrong with my game? Did it glitch? What happened? Why hasn't it learned? And then you you win the battle, and you go to check. Oh man, would you look at that? Literally only needed one more, just one more. You know, the anxiety kind of kicks in because like you want to know how much progress have I made. You know, so yeah, like have some kind of start menu type thing so you can check on the skills and abilities that you're learning. Um, all right, what else? I had a piece of paper with a whole bunch of stuff written down, so I'm trying to go off of memory for this. Uh, healing. Yes. Healing abilities. I absolutely hate that you cannot use Idril's healing abilities or the light crafting healing abilities outside of battle. Okay, that is I'm sorry. That really is a frustration. Um of mine. Oh, uh so we got these abilities as well. Um where you get to use stuff twice. Okay, so like Frenzy here. Udin's Frenzy lets you use light crafting and shadow crafting, which, believe me, is wonderful. It's extremely wonderful. I quickened this battle just because I could. Um, Although I shouldn't have. I should have kept it up for an example. Um, so, like, all these abilities, the frenzy and the double, you know, I already showed you Eden's frenzy, which allows him to use his spirit powers to like craft shadow crafting, which, like I said, you know, it's an amazing thing. However, I do have an issue with this. And I will get to you about the issue in a minute. Oh, by the way, the only reason Udin's doing so much damage is because I have uh, Spirit Enhancement, which I have the cracked Spirit Enhancement and the polished Spirit Enhancement. Okay, so here's an example of something that I have a problem. So she has double attack. But when you use her double attack, she doesn't get the shadow craft and the light craft. Why? Why? That's all I gotta ask. Is why. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't understand that at all. Um, because there's Like, take Bearthor, for example. I would understand for his double attack, because he already has, his sword attack and his leadership skills. Like, look at, even with Hadhad, he's got his axe craft, but then, like, he can use light and shadow craft as well. Elgast. It's, see, Elgast is kind of in the same boat with Barathor. He's got his sword crafting, or, I mean, Elgast is kind of like Barathor in the fact that he has bow crafting and ranger crafting, but still, in my opinion, he he should still be able to use light crafting and shadow crafting twice with frenzy. So should Barathor, and so should Morwen. Um, I mean, even Idril gets to do it with hers. See, she gets to use the light crafting and the shadow crafting along with her spirit powers. And so why don't Barathor and Elgas get it? The only thing that makes sense to me about that, the reason behind them not being able to do it, is because when they do their double attack, or like his double attack and Elgas frenzy, is the only thing that makes sense as to why they can't use light crafting and shadow crafting twice when they do their frenzy and double attack, is because they already have two abilities. But now, see, that's still kind of, what's the right word? That's still kind of flimsy in my book, or not flimsy. Because I can't think of a better word, stupid. That, in my opinion, that is stupid, because, everybody should just be able to, their frenzy attack should allow them to use their spirit powers, bow powers, and light crafting and shadow crafting. It should all be set up that way for all characters. Honestly. Okay? Granted, this is just my opinion. Alright? So that's all that she wrote for that on that one. And I would just, oh my god, I would love achievements for this game. Achievements and trophies. I already love this game to the absolute freaking max, man. And it would make me love this game even more. Well, that sucks. Been raising his dexterity slowly. Anyway, I would love this game even more if it got remastered and everything was upgraded and increased and whatever else, and just, oh man, the trophies and achievements would be a big thing for me for this game. Like, I would gladly replay this game just for the trophies and achievements, because I love this game that freaking much. And like I said in the beginning, I have every version of this game. I'm playing the GameCube version as I speak to you right now through the YouTube. Alright? Here's the case for it, too. Okay. Lord of the Rings Third Age. As you can see, it's GameCube. Alright, I have the PS2 version right there. Okay. I will show you the Xbox version as well. Okay. So there's the Xbox original version. Alright. There it is. And because I mainly did not open this for the fact that I do not have a Game Boy Advance anymore, but I still bought this version of the game because I love this game. I don't like this version. I do not like this version at all, but it's still a great game otherwise. Okay. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Another thing that would make me extremely happy is at least a physical copy of a PC version. Oh my god, even Final Fantasy XI has a PC version of itself. I know, I keep bringing Final Fantasy into this, but that's mainly because, I mean, even on, what is it, both game boxes? No. So even on the game box for the GameCube, it literally says right here in the corner, the most exciting RPG since Final Fantasy. I mean, shit, man. And you know, yeah, it doesn't say that. Hang on, let me double check this. Make sure I'm giving out accurate information here. Oh, okay. It says it on the original Xbox version as well. Okay. For the advanced version, I would have to remove the sticker on it in order to know for sure if it says it. But it says it on the GameCube version and the original Xbox version. Okay, we got that figured out. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to buy the GameCube version, the Xbox version, and the PS2 version brand new and not open them because I love this damn game. Whew. Excuse me. So, if there is a Steam version ever made for this game, because Steam is basically PC games just digitally, at least make a physical PC version of it as well. I would gladly play You know, this game, even if I hate using the keyboard for games, but if I had to, for this game, I would use the keyboard. Now, here's a couple of ideas um, for a name of the remastered version. So, one, well, you could just call it The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age Remastered, which, let's face it, that's calling a game remastered, personally, from my perspective, my personal opinion, my personal perspective, um, doesn't always necessarily work for the game. Like, I can't think of any games offhand that it doesn't work for. Because it worked really well for Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, which is freaking awesome. Uh, yeah, it works well for Final Fantasy 1 through 6 as well. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Remastered, Pixel Remastered, that's great title. Now, for Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, the best name that I could think of was The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, The New Master of the Ring. Or the other one was The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, Remastered, The New Master of the Ring. But I think that The New Master of the Ring fits perfectly for the title of remastered version of The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. I don't know how often people even watch my YouTube channel. It's Darkness Gamer 1992 or whatever. But EA Games, EA employees, whoever from EA watches this video, please give me and everybody else who likes this game or even loves it as much as I do, give us a remastered version of this game. That would just be tremendously awesome. Like, just unbelievably great. It really would. Because it's such an amazing game. I mean, damn. It literally is the final, it's the Final Fantasy game I play that isn't Final Fantasy. I have beaten every version of this game. Granted, like I said, the Game Boy Advance version just... I'm not going to get into it. I can't even tell you, though, for the original Xbox, I cannot even explain how long it has been since I've been able to play that. I have an original Xbox, yes, but honestly, I'm ashamed to admit this, does not work. Now, PS Plus, you bastards. Uh, those of you who know, or not know, those of you who have seen my PS Plus video will know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm going to mention it here. So I made a PS Plus video for the game Okage Shadow King. Now, if you have a game on the PS Plus, if you buy that game or install that game, whatever, you should be able to play the physical copy of it because you have the digital copy. It shouldn't matter if the PS5 is backwards compatible or not. It is a wonderful game, and I'm glad that I get to play it. I don't mean to complain. You know, being able to get trophies for that is excellent. But, you know, I should be able to take my PS2 copy of that game, pop it in the PS5, and be able to play the PS2 version of it with PS Plus. But you can't do that. And now, here's the real reason why I brought PS Plus into this. PS Plus, Game Pass 2 actually, while I'm at it. You guys should have this game, The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. You should have it in your game libraries. Game Pass and for Game Plus. PS Plus. It really, really should be in both of those. And it should be on Steam as well. There should be a PC physical copy. Now, I know there are people who have, like, gone online and installed the game and this and that. I'll be honest with you. I've tried to do that too. Even following a YouTube video on how to do it or reading instructions, I could never get the game. And I'd rather not have a version of this game that I had to pirate. Yeah, that's right. I'm calling it out to everybody, letting it be known. I don't like that. I won't even do that for freaking movies, okay? I refuse. Plus, it usually doesn't work for me. So, anyways, EA Games, Steam, all of you guys, please, you know, it would be nice. Oh, something I forgot to mention. Um, a, a, a new Game Plus for this game would be great. You know, because over the years of playing this game, I'll be honest, I've never been able to max out on levels at all. Like, you know, I all the hours that I've probably put like a total of 500 total hours between all the versions of this game. At least. But I never did max out on stats and levels. So maybe I'll try that with this save file. Possibly. I'm going to assume it's 99. And if it isn't, well, cool. Level 100 has always been an awesome, and I mean that quite literally, awesome max level for a lot of games. For a remastered version of this game, maybe create some ultimate weapons for the characters. Like, give Hadhad a hammer and armor that brings his stats up by 200 points each or something. And do the same for everybody else. Oh. Another thing I would like... I don't know if this was a glitch. I've never been able to do it a second time. On my PS2 version, I got to Helm's Deep. And I went through all of Helm's Deep. Then one time when I traveled back there to do some skill grinding, just for one skill, I went down the step and I was actually able to go through Helm's Deep a second time. I would like to know if anybody else has been able to do that. Because that completely caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, no way. And I was happy as hell about it. But then it wouldn't let me do it another time. It wouldn't let me do it a third time. I was like, oh man. Because when that first happened, I was like just so stoked. Like, oh, you have to use a lot of your skills. You know, you can gain a very good amount of skill points from Helm's Deep. It is redonkulous. All right. So, I would like it if, for the save point, when you get to travel, hang on a second, I gotta take a drink. Oh yeah, here. Free representation. There you go, Coca-Cola. I'm representing you in my YouTube video. Not because you wanted me to, but because I want to. Coca-Cola is my favorite soda, by the way. Now, back to what I was saying. So when you can travel from place to place on the map, okay? Like, I'm trying to think. What would be a good place? Yes. Hang on. I can't remember the name of it. Let me finish this battle real quick. Oh no, fell strike. Ah. Oh, yes, the scene. Oh my god. I love that this Lord of the Rings scenes here were incorporated into this game. That is just wow, man. I remember when I first played this game, I was like, oh wow, so you kind of get to watch the movie as you play along. That's so cool. So when I first played this game on the PS2, which was the first version of the game I had of it, um, when I first played it, I literally watched every single cutscene, every single one that I got. I even, after getting them all, I even went back to the very first one and watched them all the way up to the last one just to do so. And as you can see, I've only got a few left. A few left to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, 11. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, it's 11. But then, anybody else? Oh, jeez. All right, we'll ignore that. That was not 99. That was 98. For some reason, I saw 99. Anyway, back to what I was going to do. Okay, back to what I was going to show you. So, like, we can travel, and I love it. During my first, because it was my very first time playing it, like I said, my very first time. Uh, is it here? Yeah, I think it was this one. So when I played this on the PS2 version, I had missed the item in the sewers. I did. I had missed the item in the sewers. And there was a like a weapon or something that I didn't know about, and my stepdad at the time was like, "Hey, man, uh, the reason that this is at this percent is because you missed something there." And I kept on trying, like, you can travel back to Osgiliath. However, there's a slight problem. Okay? You cannot get back to the sewers. Like, seriously. You cannot get back into the sewers. I would like it if when you travel to a map location, you can continue the entire map location. See, I'm going to go through these doors here, but what? Oh, wow. On the PS2 version, you can actually walk straight up to the door. And it'll let you go through it. But then it'll bring you back to where you traveled from. Then again, my memory could be off on that. Anyway, my point is like you should. When you get to travel back, you only get half the experience of traveling back to previous locations. Like, what I want to be able to do is to travel back to the beginning of the game with all six party members and basically replay through the entire thing, except only, instead of it just being like, hey, okay, you beat this part, we're going to bring you back, or you have to go back to where you traveled from. No. You should be able to re go through the entire game from beginning to end just for the fun of it. Like to see how much damage the enemies in the beginning of the game do to you and how much damage you can do to them, kind of thing. Like and it would give you easy skill points as well, which would be the whole point of traveling that far back in the game to begin with. Um, but no, instead, it lets you continue to a certain point. I'll show an example in you know, just hang on. I'll give you a decent example of what I'm talking about. Because, like, in my opinion, it kind of stinks that way. Because the game's like, no, you already beat this part of the game. Why are you even traveling back here just because you can? No, I've gone all the way back to the beginning of the game for the easier battles. Because by the time you get to the midsection of the game, or even a little bit further than that, the enemy arrows are deflected. And the orcs that use sword attacks do way less damage. Okay? So therefore, you can sit in a battle where you're taking very little damage and just maximize light crafting, shadow crafting, and item crafting. And, back to my earlier rant about the abilities that allow you to take 2 turns in one. Everybody should be able to like physically attack and spiritually attack. Oh, well, I meant to. God bless it. Yes, I would like to save. Oh, yeah. There's another thing. Why do we have to save first before we can travel? Why can't we travel back and then save after we get back to the previous location? I'm trying to think. What's a good... You know what? I'll go to Helm's Deep right now just because I'm almost positive. All right. Come on, GameCube, keep up. Oh, oh, cool. I forgot that these items can regenerate. Nice. Yeah, and there you go. That would be another reason why, anything like this where you get the orbs of items beforehand, it that would just be like another reason why, oh, hey, I want to travel back to the beginning of the game and re-get certain items that I may have missed by accident, or any glowing orbs that happen to be items, so that way I can have more of polished armor. Oh my. Oh, there we go. Polished Elfstone of armor enhancement. Actually, I wonder who should I equip that to? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Get rid of cracked. Elfstone of armor. -3 dexterity. Whatever. I have plenty of dexterity for her. There. Get 2 back. Just because I can. Dang. Those are some good items to receive. So yeah, like I was saying before, this is the reason why I traveled back in my PS2 version, was to gain it was Morwen's last skill that she needed for her axe craft. And so I came back here and I was like, double attack. I only had 50 to go or something like that. Uh, or whatever. It was in the double digits. And I came back here and I got into this battle just like this one, except only it was the one with the bow guy. Wow. I'm surprised I can't kill this guy in one attack. That kind of bites. Oh well. Dang. That was a great hit. I like it. So yeah, I came here, I finished the battle. Just like I am right now. I'm going to. Don't miss, please. Thank you. Alright. So, finished off the battle. I didn't gain any levels in the PS2 version after the battle. Oh. That's another thing. God bless it. Every time you travel, I don't know. I don't remember if if it's just for the GameCube version or if it was the PS2 version as well. But every time you travel, it it uninverts the game, the controls. All right, so I came down here, and this was back in the PS2 version. Okay. I came down here, I grabbed that last item. I was about to turn around, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to move forward. I moved forward. I did not get into this battle. Although I'm grateful I did. Um, but no, what ended up happening was Helm's Deep started over at this point. And I was like, whoa, that's cool, you know? But like I said, you know, it only did it that one time. I've never been able to do it a second time. Um, so I don't understand if that might have been a PS2 version of Lord of the Rings: The Third Age glitch. From now on, I'll just say Third Age, since by now you guys all know the name of the game. So, Lord of the Rings: Third Age. Um, but yeah, I've never been able to do that twice. I'm going a little out of order on who I'm attacking because I'm curious to see what's what here. Um, so, anyways, after this battle, I'll show you. I don't know if it was maybe because I reached Helm's Deep, possibly after a certain amount of time or something. That would make absolute sense. And I'm kind of upset I didn't think of that until now. Uh, but yeah, I guess that could be a factor. I had gotten there in a matter of hours. Like, literally, I did not mess around. So, now, here's what happened. I came down here and Helm's Deep battle started over. Isn't that funny how these two are still going even though Helm's Deep is done? Anyways, so yeah, I came down here. Helm's Deep started over, but now, as you can see, it's just bringing me back to Minas Tirith. Uh, which is what the PS2 version did to me every time after that one. And there you go. See, we traveled back, and now I gotta go back to the damn options. I do not like that. I wish it stayed. There we go. Left is left, right is right, up is up, down is down. Or down is, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Actually, looking up should be looking up, not looking down and down. Huh. Well, whatever. I'm used to the controls being inverted for this game. Anyway, so it works out. But yeah, now you see what I mean by it makes you travel back. You should be, it should be allowed, it should, the game should let you travel back and rebattle all the battles. Like, you know, fighting the Belrog. Excuse me. That is a wonderful freaking battle. It really is. Um, and I don't know about anybody else, but I would love to be able to refight that boss. You know, so way back in the time of the video here, you know, if they gave us an island where we could fight the Nazguls in the race, I would also like to have on that island um the ability to fight bosses as well as random encounters. You know, like the Belrog or the wraiths in the beginning of the game. Um, you know, there's nothing I have literally absolutely nothing to say about the evil mode. That is just that's awesome as hell. I love that you can be the bad guys and beat the game with the bad guys. And in the progress get yourself, stronger weapons and items and all that. That is great. I support that 100% because it allows you to do that, and it also allows you to do that and save in a different save file. Like right now, if I did evil mode right now in front of you guys and I beat evil mode, I could literally save it in save file 2. Okay? Or by, literally I could. I literally could. And get file save file 2 here would get, you know, upgraded armor and weapons earlier on in the game. No, oof. I'm so glad I didn't just save over that file. Whoa. Um. Anyways, yeah, I don't have a problem with the evil mode. I really don't. The evil mode alone is perfect by itself. It really truly is. -4 spirit. It's fine. I prefer to see all 100% green when possible. Holy crap. That's a lot of lost HP. But spirit goes up. And not by much. Um. Huh. This does not appeal to me. No, that did not appeal to me as acceptable at all. Uh, ooh. So, the 2-player. Okay, I never did figure out how to play 2-player for this game. I tried many times and I just did not understand it. Maybe I did something wrong, I guess. Possibly. I don't know. But it never worked personally for me. Or if it did work, I never knew that it worked. Like, I couldn't tell that it worked. So maybe fix that or upgrade that or update that or whatever so that like you can be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's requesting. No, not requesting. It's saying, okay, yeah, you have a second controller plugged in to your console or PC. You can now play with 2 people. and then it lets you play with two people. That would be wonderful because, like I said, I had a very big issue with trying to do two player on this game on Third Age, and so I would like that. Ooh, sport for choice on these guys, ain't I? I would like that to be um, easier to do because, excuse me, because this is a game that I would love to be able to officially play two player with a friend who happens to like this game as much as I do. Honestly, truthfully, 100%. This game is a wonderful game. And I'm sure that you guys are tired of me ranting about I almost said Final Fantasy, about Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. But, this is just a truly wonderful game. And honestly, it deserves a remake. So does Okage for that matter, but that's a video I will start another time. And with that, Darkness Gamer will be signing off or out or whatever you want to call it. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to what I had to say. And EA Games, Steam, Game Pass, PS Plus, you better have seen this video at least once. Thank you. And take care.